Luke, there are lots of airlines in the world. Big, very big, full service, very full service. What makes Loganair distinct and why do you stand out?
So Loganair is distinct in its own right, and it also is distinct in, I would say, global aviation terms. So it stands out both in local terms and global terms. And the reason is we offer a proposition which meets several different kinds of needs. So we have a scheduled commercial service, it's part of our airline, but also we have a number of byproduct scheduled and non-scheduled services, charter services, freight services, and each individual part of our business is entirely reliant on its own type of aircraft, its own communities, its own value. And it's been an airline that's been successful over 6 decades.
6 decades.
6 decades, successfully navigated all of the ups and downs in global aviation terms. But in terms of UK terms, it's the largest regional airline in the UK. It's also the second largest independent regional airline in Europe. And we remain a family-owned business. That makes us unique. We have a DNA that really feels like a family business. And that's felt through the employee base. It's felt through the communities we serve. It's felt through the various interactions we have with partners. It's well understood we're owned as a family business. And I'm charged by that family of treating their money as if it was my money. And that makes a difference to the way we run the business.
Why are you betting your money on an electric future?
So I think we all have to bet on an electric future in some regard when it comes to aviation. We have no option to continue looking at aviation through the same lens as we have done traditionally for many generations. We have to think things through differently. We have a network which lends itself to short distances, but we have a community type approach which allows us to feed smaller aircraft on shorter distance routes. And we allow ourselves the luxury of remaining current with the next generational requirements, because if you think about aviation as a fossil fuel led type industry, that has to come to an end at some point. So there has to be a better solution. There has to be a cleaner solution. There has to be a greener solution. And we believe beta technologies represent that option for us at this stage of our evolution.
Tell us about the partnership you have with Beta. We saw the Beta aircraft in Loganair colors flying around, flown by the Beta CEO, by the way. Kaya Stark was flying that aircraft here. Tell us about that collaboration.
So all good collaborations start with people. And it's really difficult not to like Kyle Clark. And he is a very unique individual. He's very unassuming. He has no ego. He's extraordinarily intelligent. He's forward thinking and he's pioneering. And what he's done is bring along a group of like-minded people on his vision and his journey. And you can see that the entire beta community is leaning into the future. And they're doing so on the basis of what will work for the future, not on the basis of how much money they're going to make or the financial returns in one form or another for investors. What you hear from him all the time is a reason for being, a reason and a purpose. And that's exactly what Loganair is all about as well. We are there for serving communities. We have a very clear purpose in mind. And when it comes to Beta and Kyle, there's a like-minded company meeting a company that's been for existence for generations. Yeah. And we both have the same outlook of the future, which has to be a cleaner, greener, less fossil fuel-led aviation industry that has a purpose to serve small communities and undertake critical missions. And that's why this works.
I love the meeting of the minds or meeting of the hearts here. That's fantastic. Many airline CEOs I ask, oh, when do you think you will fly electric? But you're already flying electric, I believe, for the Royal Mail. It's cargo right now. When will people be flying electric?
So we're not flying cargo electric yet. We've done the experimental trials and they were a great success. So when the aircraft are finally delivered in sort of 2029, 2030, we will be flying cargo or high value cargo or freight, hopefully with the Royal Mail, because they're a great partner of ours. They've been a partner of ours since 1968. And we hope that will continue for many years to come. But there are other options as well. So we can see right now that we have the vision for traveling short distances with hypercritical cargo such as human organs, blood, emergency medical equipment, short distances for even aircraft repair, emergency type activities. So there's a real purpose in mind with this aircraft and a short distance aircraft that can do so in a very, very low emissions condition is super attractive to an airline like Loganair, because we really believe in that type of future. And whilst we do, of course, lean into SAF and those types of solutions, for the long haul carriers, that really is the only solution that represents itself for them. For us as a short or regional carrier, we have so many more options, and that's why this is so exciting.
Yeah, and you can truly push the envelope here where others can't. Now, what is one sustainability lever that's often underutilized?
One sustainable lever that's often underutilized. You'll need to clarify that question a bit more for me.
What is something that airlines can easily do, but they don't?
So I think we can all do more for ourselves on the ground in the airports. And there are things that we can all do as individuals as well. So in our business, for example, our in-flight product at the moment is undergoing a bit of a revolution. So I insist that everything that we serve on board comes from the UK, for example. That wasn't always the case.
Okay.
We've now ensured that our providers and our suppliers come from Scotland. So when you're having water or biscuits on board our flight, we have quite a very
shortbread.
We have shortbread, which is
you
made by a family firm called Dean's in Aberdeen. We've just adopted Highland Spring water, based off water that came from abroad, actually, ironically. And the essence of what we do on board is now always leaning into what we can obtain locally. And that's really important to us, because the more you ship items in, the less you can genuinely say you have green credentials.
Right.
We do a number of other initiatives as well that all rely on us doing what we can as individuals, but essentially everything that we can do locally and source locally, we are doing.
I love it. I love that counterintuitive thinking, but it seems so obvious when you say it. Finally, complete the sentence. The future of flying is?
The future of flying is with a regional airline, short distances, electric flights, supercritical missions, keeping local communities able to live and work where they want to live and work, always being able to rely on very, very high dependable airline services that do not rely on carbon fuels to get them to and from where they want to live and work.
If I may rephrase, the future is Loganair.
The future is absolutely Loganair. The past is Loganair for 65 years. The future, I believe, is going to be based on another 65 years, but in a different way.
Fantastic. Luke, thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Great to talk to you.
Thank you so much.